Daylight side, you want comfort? Son, you missed your turn. This road's called real and the edges burn. Honesty don't whisper, it kicks down doors. So brace yourself for what the jukebox is for. This is FAFO, holler it loud. Fuck around with fiction, get the facts drawn. Getting triggers just the cost of the crowd. We're toxic to the lies, truth we're proud. This is FAFO, no smooth talk, no vow. You brought your stories, we brought the real. Now run your mouth and meet the South. Now fuck around and find out, burn it down. Muddy water don't care about your brain.
And welcome everybody once again to the FAFO podcast right here on Kick. We're live on Kick, broadcasting later on Rumble, and coming soon. Hopefully this week, we'll be on YouTube as well. And starting last night, finally, oh my goodness, the work. I got triple bags under my eyes. You can see them if you're watching on video this morning. Got us on all the podcasts, all right? So our official audio podcast is on Apple Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music. We'll be on Spotify within the next couple of days and on a ton of other podcast sites, wherever you get your podcast at. It's an exciting time for us here at the FAFO podcast. Having a good time, still working, still grinding, because we got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff still coming around the bend for the FAFO podcast. So I'm very happy about that. Hope you guys are having a good time out there, because we're going to do something a little different today. You know, these first few episodes have been a little, we're talking about some serious stuff. We've been talking about some serious stuff. But today's main topic's a little bit different. Today's main topic is a little bit different, because we're going full on into Redneck Engineering and last words. That's right. America's backbone, the redneck. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I have something very special for you guys later on the show. I'm excited about it. This may become a show staple, a tradition of this show. Good morning, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Watching Wicked Tuna. Okay, cool. There you go. I'm excited though. I am. But before we talk about any of that, we had some stupidity happen yesterday. Some FAFOs, if you will. It is indicative. And I said this is going to be a lighter episode, and it is. I promise you it is. But first, we do have to address the stupidity in the room. And son, there's a lot of stupidity to go around. I know a lot of you have heard about this idiot in Massachusetts walking in the middle of the street shooting at cars before he got taken down by a state trooper and a military man who's illegally carrying. Right? It's amazing. Now, this is a man who he went to prison for shooting at cops. Got 5 to 6 years. They wanted 10 plus. They let him out. 5 to 6 is what they ended up giving him. So he was out. His parole officer had called him, warned, and said, hey, look, this guy's suicidal. And then all of a sudden, here he is up and down the road shooting at cars. Before they clipped this dude, they shot him in the extremities, took him down. He's not dead. There are reports, of course, that he was dead. That is not true. Not true. He was seriously injured in his extremities. They took him to the hospital, got him all bandaged up, all that good stuff. But and this is why I don't rush to put out stuff. I kind of want to know what's going on before I start rushing into anything like that. But I got to tell you, this footage of this dude getting taken down is pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Which one did I pull this up? Oh, it's right there. That's where it's at. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. We're going to watch it together. We'll watch this together. And I want you to see. If you haven't seen this footage yet, this is your first time watching it. It's not real graphic. It's not. I mean, there's not blood splattering everywhere or anything like that. But it is very like, geez, these people are nuts. And this is a prime example of that one right there. So I'm going to pull this up. We're going to check it out. We'll check it out together. As always, I'm not going to leave you hanging by yourself. That ain't what this show is about. But here we go. Here we go. Check this. Check this. This is wild stuff right here. Now, this is a little bit further into this rampage. This clip I'm showing you guys, this is when he's really getting taken down here. Hear the gunfire. He's walking down the street. Just unloading. Now he's firing at the officer and this the military guy. He's going towards the sidewalk right here. And bam, leg shot. He was shot multiple times according to what they released last night. This morning. Just throws his gun away. Like they said, he was suicidal, but I'm not sure how much suicidal he was after he started getting blasted, right? I think they changed his tune a little bit. Oh yeah, this kind of sucks because he just laid out.
As the state police were arriving, the trooper who was arriving in his cruiser, and a civilian, a former Marine, licensed to carry a firearm, while people were jumping from their cars, scattering in various directions. Remember, they're scattering while people are firing, while this individual is firing erratically. So they don't know where they're going to be safe. When troopers arrived, we discovered some individuals actually under their car, having tried to seek a safe place. The cruiser from which that trooper stepped was himself struck in the front post by a bullet from that gun. Both that trooper and that civilian, rather than going in one direction, went towards the suspect with their weapons to try to end that situation. Both the civilian and the trooper fired their weapons, and that suspect was struck multiple times in the extremities. The suspect was then treated on scene by those same officers who'd been attempting to end the situation. He was transported to a Boston hospital where he is being treated for gunshot wounds to the extremities.
There you go. I mean, so you heard it there, right? Because there were reports, of course, at first that come out that this guy had been killed by the police officers on the scene. But again, you have to. I want you to see this. I'm going to show you this one. This is when he was doing that. Let's go back. Watch this. Just stepping out there, just firing. Cars going by. On that last clip, how many people had abandoned their vehicles? Now they are working on him. Getting him strapped down. And here comes the ambulance. Wow. Just crazy. And I think literally crazy. I think literally crazy, right? Like there is some definite mental health issues going on, man. He was suicidal until he found out those bullets hurt. Yeah. So yeah, I want to go out in a blaze of glory. Oh shit. Wait, stop. Leave me alone. That hurt. I give up. That's what that came down to. That's what that came down to. Because he didn't want no part of that. After those bullets started pecking in there. But it was amazing how many people just started bellowing. I mean, some getting under their cars, running away. And you had the former Marine and the trooper going, nah, we got to end this. And I do love that part of it. I love that they ran towards the danger. One whose job it is to run towards the danger, and one just took it upon himself to help the man whose job it was to run towards the danger. That's a beautiful day in America, folks. When it could have been a dark day, massive loss of life, and it turns into something like that. Now, granted, that dude was a horrible shot. When you holding a gun and firing like he is, you're not trying to hit nothing. You're not about to hit nothing. You just spraying and praying. Or praying and spraying. Whichever way that goes. But still, the mental illness in this country, dude, because you're not in your right mind when you're out doing stuff like that. But that's something we don't want to tend to look at a lot either. It is garbage like that. And you got more and more of these dumbasses out here running up in somebody's face trying to get involved in something they can't do. Like I got another one for you real quick. Y'all got to see this one. And for those of you who are just listening on the podcast show, on the audio show, I will explain this to you as we go along here, because it is fascinating. But you see these clips all the time. And I've got a couple of them for you. I do got a couple of them for you. This particular one, this dude's, you see how many of these restaurant scenes do we see where people get mad? My order's not right. And they go behind the counter saying because they're 7 foot tall, they're just going to bully somebody and run over them because they feel a certain way about how much of a badass they are. Until, of course, as always, they F around and find out. Because this dude right here put some Jackie Chan stuff on this guy. This is great. Around there. Get back here. They can go do something.
All you have to do is don't touch him. Why the fuck are you touching?
Out of nowhere. Down he goes, boy. And here's the worst part. You hear those people in the background, all of a sudden, because he goes in slow motion right there when he throws the punch. It was so fast. Those people all of a sudden who were laughing and giggling because he was up in that dude's face was like, oh, no. How could he do that? Wasn't so funny then, was it? Wasn't that funny after that? Because dude was not having a good time. No. Dude did not have a good nap. Is what that looked like. Had a real good nap. And I have another clip. I hesitated to show this other one. I really did. Because and I think I took it down. I did. I took it out. I guess I had decided not to show it because, dude, it was so dumb. You got, I mean, how many times a day do we see it? How many times a day do we see it? You know what? I've changed my mind. I'm going to show it. Because, by God, this show is the FAFO podcast. And I said we were going to do it. So I don't see why I should let this slide. So I'm not. I couldn't. So, oh yeah, this is the one. This is the one I couldn't find the video for. I'd been looking for the video for this. And I hadn't been able to find it yet. So, but you see these highlights all the time. And here's one right here. Look at this idiot right here. A woman who loves slapping defenseless white people for reparations on the street gets knocked out cold. After weeks of slapping and harassing innocent strangers, she picked the wrong target and got knocked out cold. And now she's whining about it. I can't believe I got punched and knocked out. My jaw got broken and swole up. I don't understand why. Why did this happen to me? Because you're an idiot. Because you FAFO'd. That's why. It's not rocket science. But some of you idiots out here just doing stupid stuff like you can't help it. And then you're surprised when reality comes a knocking. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I mean, it is. It's wild. It's wild. But I mean, that's the times we live in, folks. And let's not kid ourselves. These times have gone on for a long time. They have. They have. All right. Let's get into our fun part of the show. Because I got to thinking about the show today. I'm like, BD, what do we want to talk about? What do we really want to talk about today? And the more I got to thinking about it, I was like, I want to have some fun today on today's show, to where we're not getting into the seriousness of the politics and a lot of those morons. And believe me, if I wanted to do politics every day, I get so much just from AOC and some of those morons that this show could stay running 24/7. I mean, it is just a continual thing, but I don't want to burn out already. So I thought we'd have some fun. So we're going to talk about Redneck Engineering and last words, because there are two kinds of people in this world. People who read the warning label and people who say, the hell with it, let's try it anyway. And I can relate to that mindset. I can relate to that mindset. I grew up doing that. Hell, I've lived most of my life doing that stuff. Doing the thing when people said you can't do it. I'm like, I bet I can find a way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the very one. And I don't consider myself a redneck. I don't go mud riding all the time drinking beers. I don't do that. There's a lot of stuff I don't do. But then there's a lot of stuff that I sympathize with, I empathize with, and I actually do. So today we celebrate the greatest force in human history, the redneck. So let's go. Because here's the thing. With rednecks, every bad idea begins with confidence. And that's the thing about a redneck. A redneck has confidence. They know through their own superior intellect and ingenuity, they can get shit done that most mortals can't do. They know they can, and they're fearless in their pursuit of getting this stuff done. Yeah. Because here's what happens. People look at a redneck and go, well, there's a stupid human. No, see, this is where y'all get it wrong. This is where you get it wrong. All right, because y'all are drastically overestimating their intelligence while underestimating their determination. Yeah. Their engineering ability to see things in a whole different way that gets stuff done that most other people just give up on. Not to mention their alcohol tolerance and basic physics. Now, sometimes they get the physics part a little wrong. So, the rednecks believe in a hold my beer culture. Y'all have all heard the saying. Ethel, hold my beer. Sally, step back. Daddy's got it. You've heard this stuff 100 times. Because this is, I would like to say this is a uniquely American phenomenon. And it's very, very true. We know something is dangerous. We know it's stupid. We know it probably won't work. And yet, we still do it anyway. Why is that? Because competence, redneck competence, temporarily defeats the survival instinct. I mean, come on. How many videos have you watched with ATVs being jumped over ponds, right? They're competent. They're roaring through there like, I'm Evil Knievel. I got this. They hit a big splash and then go tumbling, covered in mud. Four-wheeler half sunk, turned sideways. We've seen it. Lawn chairs, zip lines. We saw that. Saw a guy, saw video. Guy was riding one of those electric hoverboard type of deals, scooters, you know, where you stand on it and just goes. And he has a lawn chair with him. Then he stops, centers the lawn chair on the board, and gets on it and rides it down. Now he's sitting. Ingenuity. That's clever. That's clever. Trampoline stunts. How many of those have we seen? God knows a lot. Fireworks. A redneck will attach a firework to anything just to see what happens. I'm telling you, alcohol has launched more engineering projects than NASA. Yeah. I wonder, though, that phrase, hold my beer, has probably shortened human life expectancy by several decades. I don't think there's any question. I don't think there's any question. And so, I mean, look at this. How many of you know somebody? And you may be the one. It's okay. You may be the one. And I commend you for this, because by God, I've done it. Truck engines held together by zip ties. Have you ever done that? Have you ever seen that? I have. I have zip tied and duct taped car parts together to hold in place. Mostly because they didn't have any other options. And I'm not that mechanically inclined. Lawnmower racing, now I've never done that. I've never lawnmower raced. Grills made from oil drums, oh God, hell yeah. And how good is redneck welding? All right, that's some of the most creative welding you're ever gonna see. Is redneck welding. Homemade swimming pools, I've seen a couple. Especially made out of those big feeding troughs they do for cattle. Oh, yeah. They just have that. See, rednecks have that built from spare parts energy, right? They see something like MacGyvers. They're just country MacGyvers. They see a few things and go, I think I can make that. I'm going to make something. And the thing is, they do. They create some of the most ingenious stuff. And they know it. And here's the other thing. Like they're the ultimate daredevils. Like they know they put together something that's about to get them hurt. And a redneck will laugh in the face of danger. They will laugh at the chaos that is about to ensue. You've seen it. You've seen the videos. I love watching those videos. If I need some downtime and I'm looking for something, I'm like, look, I've been working all day. I just need something to take my mind off that. I don't want anything serious right now going on in my life. I will pull up these videos because I know I'm going to laugh and it's going to be funny. And it's just going to be a good time because I know these people. Like I know these types of people. I grew up around these types of people. I still have friends who are these types of people. Because a redneck can fix anything. It's just going to be in a crafty way, right? And usually in the most dangerous way possible. And it ends up being terrifying yet hilarious. And like I said, I know these people. When I see clips on YouTube, the first thing I think about, somebody's about to get hurt. There's going to be some, oh, and then it's going to be immediately followed up by laughter. Laughter comes next. Almost every single time. One of my favorite YouTubers, period, and there are a lot of YouTubers out there, is Ginger Billy. I love Ginger Billy. Ginger Billy is hilarious. That dude right there is so funny. And people don't really realize how intelligent of a human he is and what his life was like before this whole Ginger Billy thing took off. But I love this guy. I love that he is just sold out for the whole Ginger Billy character. Because Ginger Billy's funny. He has a good time doing the stuff that he does, and I get excited about it. If you've never seen Ginger Billy, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll introduce you to Ginger Billy right now. How about that? I'll show you a little clip of Ginger Billy. And this is why people love him. Because he don't take himself seriously. And at the same time, he has excellent points. And just great comedic timing skills. He does. He's amazing. So here you go. Check this one out from old Ginger Billy.
You know, most guys won't admit this, but every man has a work husband. And that is my work husband right there.
I am not your work.
That's my rock. And it's true what they say. Once you go black, you don't go back.
Bro, go back over there. Go back over there.
You are my work husband.
I am not your work.
Well, why are we arguing like a married couple right now? Huh? He loves me.
We're not.
He's like a warm chocolate safety blanket for me.
I ain't never been no blanket to you, man.
I love you.
Oh, there you go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Ginger Billy, baby. He is hilarious. This dude is just so funny. He's so funny. I just love the guy. And I can watch those clips for hours. The stuff he creates, his Tesla Cybertruck was awesome. He's just got so much good stuff. He has embraced that redneck lifestyle. And this is the cleverness behind it, is that he's turned this into a product and into a brand. And that is not unintelligent. That's genius. That is genius level, which I think is one of the great things about it. I love people who are that just, they get it, right? I love people who can laugh at themselves. And nobody is more capable of laughing at themselves than a redneck. And that's the 100% truth. Because they know. Here's the thing about a redneck. They know. They know who they are. And they're fine with it. A redneck is fine with who they are. Like, they don't have to explain it to anybody else. They are fine with it. Oh, yeah. Rednecks are great like that. Like, they just don't care. They do not care. And they're going to tell you they do not care. They don't care that they're the butt of the joke, because to them, they're not the butt of the joke. They're the center point of the joke. Right? They're the whole reason the joke exists. Without them, there wouldn't be comedy. That's how they view the world. And I agree. I think that's a hell of a way to look at the world. Because how many people do you know that are all stuffy, right? They stuff shirts. Life sucks. Or they take themselves so seriously. They worry all the time about how the world sees them, right? Especially the corporate types. They all worried about how people going to view me. How do people look at me? A redneck don't care. A redneck don't care. They don't. It is the most amazing thing. And as I was doing the show today, I was like, you know what? And here's the surprise I was going to lay y'all with. I was like, I need something special. And I wrote a song about rednecks. and Redneck Engineering specifically. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this to music today, and we're going to launch upon the world our first FAFO hit, Redneck Engineering. So I bring to you now the world premiere of Redneck Engineering. Take a look.
Buddy got drunk on a Friday night, said, y'all watch this thing might fly. Got duct tape, gas, and a tractor tire. Now the backyard looking like a brush fire. Stone play. Redneck Engineering. Redneck Engineering. If it starts up, we gon' send it. If it blows up, we pretend it. We're supposed to do that all along. Redneck Engineering. Cledis built a boat from an old truck bed. Billy said, boy, we gon' wind up dead. He said, nah, son, y'all just jealous. Fixing dang things sank beside the trellis. Redneck Engineering. Redneck Engineering. Zip ties holding transmission, bear cans fixing bad decisions. Every bad idea feels strong. Redneck Engineering. Hold my beer. Watch this. What's the worst that could happen? Explosion. Redneck Engineering. Redneck Engineering. If it rattles, keep it running. If it smokes, boys, that's something. Yeehaw, all night long. Redneck Engineering. If it ain't safe, it probably works better.
There you go, folks. Redneck Engineering. There it is. That there's a good song. I don't care who you are. Appreciate it, Mike. Yeah, it's great. Great, right? I had so much fun with that. I did have a good time with that. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I just know them. I know this. I've lived this life. I live this life. Every time I go down to my sister and my brother-in-law's farm, I think about this sort of thing, right? It's just in there. It's just in there. So I got to ask you guys, what's the dumbest things that you or your friends have ever tried? Look, even if you don't consider yourself a redneck, you've done some redneck things. So just because you're not wearing a cowboy hat or some blue jeans, maybe you're not wearing some coveralls or some boots, you ain't drinking a beer or whatever, you still probably done some redneck things in your life. And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to admit to it. Because at least here in the South, and I got a feeling it's just not a Southern thing, but we're the ones who aren't afraid to show it. Every Southern family, everyone, has at least one story that starts with, now don't tell your mother, right? Come on. You've got to have heard that. There has to be one. I mean, I love it. This is yet another good thing about the internet. This is another thing about the internet that I love, because it gave dumb people, it gave stupid people, crazy people, rednecks, an outlet, and an audience for their sheer audacity and creativity. And the internet has not let us down. The rednecks have not let us down. The ignorant amongst us have not let us down when it comes to it. It doesn't matter if it's DIY stuff, right? All those big disasters. You see these TikTok repair hacks that, I got to tell you, I think are pretty ingenious. I think some of these are so ingenious. Like, I remember putting belts on vehicles. For those of you who ever put on belts on a vehicle, especially the older vehicles that you could actually work on, there were hacks on how to do that easier. I'm like, oh, that would have been useful back when I did that sort of thing. I mean, it's amazing. So pull up some of these things. Check them out. If you haven't, you should. You got to check them out. Because if there's one thing the internet has done, if there's one thing the internet's done, the internet has convinced people that confidence and expertise are the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. And TikTok, oh my God, TikTok has turned bad decisions into tutorials. Oh my Lord. TikTok may be the worst. All right. Because you're only really seeing the finished product. You'll see a few clips here and there. And then you try to do this thing and find out just how horrible things are about to go wrong. Yeah. Because there's a big difference. There's a big difference between technically works and safe and legal. Right? I mean, there's a lot of things rednecks do and create that probably aren't safe and certainly not legal. But it works, by God. It works. Job got done. And at the end of the day, isn't that what matters? Right? I mean, how many times have you seen huge engines put on lawnmowers to have lawnmower races? We mentioned lawnmower racing earlier. But yet they'll put these big ass engines on these little riding lawnmowers, and suddenly that sucker's going 70, 80 miles an hour. Oh, yeah. Wow, what could be harmful about that? What could be harmful about that? Mike has a don't tell mom moment. Wrestling with my brother, I threw him into some drywall in my bedroom. There's been a poster over that hole for 15 years. There you go. There you go, right? Oh, yeah. Always things like that. Always things like that. I love it. I love it because it's part of who we are. It's part of who we are. Now, don't get me wrong. On some of this redneck engineering stuff, some of these things that we do, and even like some of these stunts that they do, just because it worked doesn't mean it's a good idea. It means you avoided fate that particular time. Because redneck engineering lives in this magical place between brilliance and felony. Right? It's right in that pocket. So I'll ask you one more question. What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done because somebody said, trust me? Can you name it? I know you've got them. We've all got those. We've all got those. What's the most redneck invention you've ever seen? Or what perhaps are the most dangerous last words in human history? Is it, watch this? Or I just had a great idea. Or is it, check this out. They're all like that, man. Because at the end of the day, human progress probably exists because somebody ignored common sense. And there you go. There you go. And that is the truth of the matter. Every invention, every discovery, every legendary story started with somebody saying, you know what would be cool? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I have been guilty of this. We know. And we like to say all the time, civilization was built by intelligent people. But chaos is built by confident people with tools and no supervision. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There you go. Guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Yeah. Just to escape the normalcy of it all, Redneck Engineering, I know y'all know a few. So toss back a beer for the favorite redneck in your life. Get with your friends. Have a good time. But just be wary. Just be wary. Lighting firecrackers with very short fuses, blind and deaf, and hiding from mom. Oh, my goodness. We used to have bottle rocket fights. Pellet gun fights. Oh, yeah. Some stupid crap. Just dumb things. But here we are. Here we are. Still surviving it all. Waiting on the next horrible idea to roll up and around. Yep. Guys, this has been the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Truth, facts, no BS. Let's effing go. I will see y'all back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Let's do this thing. Oh, yeah. Y'all have a great, great evening. My Papa Styles turned an 18-wheeler trailer into a home. Dude, see, wait. I think that's cool. I think that's awesome. Because it's not expected to be an awesome thing, right? That's not expected to be an awesome thing. And yet here you are, doing the thing. And again, I think that's cool. I do. I think that's cool. Guys, I'll see you next time.
Four on the floor, have a tank of gas. Does he boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass? I ain't preaching from a pulpit, I'm talking from the scar. You can dress up a lie, but it won't get far. They call it toxic when it burns your tongue.